Guys, what's up and welcome back to Talk to Lydia, where everything is about inspiring others. If you're seeing me for the first time on your screen, my name is Lydia and I create content related to faith, love, relationship, and career. Please do well to subscribe to my channel, share this content, please engage on my post. You engaging on my post would make YouTube suggest my video to other viewers. Please support me by engaging on this post. Okay, so as you can tell by the topic, I want to talk about my first year experience in marriage. So I'll be talking about the 10 lessons I learned as a wife in my first year of marriage. By the grace of God, my marriage will be 3 years in just 2 or 3 months' time. Yes, I can't believe I've been married for 3 years. Honestly, it has been God all the way, and I'm not here to tell you how perfect my marriage has been. No, 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 no. There's no perfect marriage anywhere. Okay, but I'm here to just share one or two experience with you guys because there's this popular saying or there's this public what's it called as a perception of people about first year of marriage. Please, if you hear any funny what's it called noise, that's my baby. Okay, she's trying to collaborate with me on this video. Okay, people usually say first year of marriage is the most trying period for new couples. Like it's and it may be true for some couples, why it may not be so for other couples. The reason why people say it's always a trying period for couples is because two people from different backgrounds are coming to stay together under the same roof. They have to coexist whether they like it or not. You have to learn to tolerate each other, you have to learn to live with each other. All right, and that's why it's very very difficult for so many people. But contrary to that perception, my first year of marriage, I didn't think I know I don't think it was that bad. No, but there are some lessons I learned as a wife that I would like to share with you. Probably if you're a new wife or you're a wife, you can pick one or two lessons, or you can pick one or two points from my own experience. Okay, so the first thing I learned, I had them jotted down in my notepad. Okay, so permit me, I'll be looking through my notepad once in a while. Okay, so the first lesson I learned is that you cannot do a marriage without God. Like there is nothing you can do. See, if you have been doing everything and you have been successful without God, trust me, marriage is not something you can do without God. The reason is because God is the originator of marriage, is the founder. So you cannot do marriage without that person. So it's like a triangle. Yes, God should be the center, it should be the bedrock of your marriage. And that is why at this point I'll tell you that marry someone that shares the same faith with you. There's a reason for that. I'm not here to say one religion, marry one religion. No, I am just saying marry someone that shares the same religion with you, someone that shares the same faith, someone that shares the same values with you. It goes a long way in making your marriage successful. It goes a long way in making you have that peace in your home because both of you share the same values, you share the same faith, you share the same thought on so many things. So it will be very very easy. I cannot even imagine that and my partner, we do not share the same faith. It will be very very difficult. Now there are so many times that my partner and I would have misunderstanding, and trust me, the person that usually comes to reconcile it for us is the Holy Spirit. Most of you may say, what is she talking about? Will the Holy Spirit now come down to say, "Oh, yeah." Now the Holy Spirit has been helpful. And recently I told my partner that I said Holy Spirit is adumbaring. It means it I don't even know how to translate it in English now. Adumbaring means is a sweet companion. Is somebody that you can that will always have your back. I could remember there was a time we had a misunderstanding. My husband loves to argue a lot. Like if you want, like he argues a lot, and most times it annoys me. So this very day, he did something, and it was wrong at this time. It was wrong, and because he loves arguing. I don't know. Maybe the argument has blinded him from seeing that no, he was at fault, and he refused to admit his fault. And one thing about me, if you do not admit your fault, if you do not admit that you are wrong and say sorry, I will never move on. I won't move on. So it was in his bedroom and I was in the sitting room. I was so upset. I wanted him to come and say sorry, and I didn't want to go and tell him that you know what you did was wrong, right? You know you were supposed to say sorry and all that. And he on the other hand was for me at that point. So I just prayed, said a prayer, Holy Spirit. I know this guy knows he's wrong, but he's trying to be stubborn. Right now, Holy Spirit, I want you to go and touch his heart and let him come and apologize. And trust me, it was not up to it wasn't up to a minute. Mother just came to me and hit my head. What is wrong with you? Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, as I sat down there, the Holy Spirit just told me, go and beg that girl, she's hungry, stuff like that. There are so many instances, even after my second and even right now, that the Holy Spirit has showed up for us whenever we are having a misunderstanding. Like it's so there was one that happened recently. My husband was so upset that he said he knew that he was supposed to say sorry, but because of the way and manner and the manner of approach I used, it was really it got him upset, and he said he was not going to apologize, and he said he was going to go out. And as I saw him going out, I was infuriated in my mind. I said, ah, if this guy goes out without saying sorry, honestly, I will call him all through the day. And before you know it, he came back, he apologized, and he said the Holy Spirit told me that he has already gone outside and he came back inside because I heard when he locked the door behind him. He came back inside and said, the Holy Spirit told me to come back and apologize. I'm sorry, and we move on. So imagine I had married somebody that we do not share the same faith together. There are so many things that even when I want my husband, I want us to come together to do things as a couple, and then I just Holy Spirit just make this guy understand, make this guy accept my proposal, and before you know it, we see reason with me and we'll move forward. So I can't imagine doing life. I can't imagine doing my forever without somebody that shares the same faith with me. And even with the fact that we share the same faith, I can't imagine us not putting God at the center of our relationship. So number one, God at the center of it all. You cannot do without God in your marriage. Then point number two, the lessons I learned. Part of the lessons I learned and my experience is that marriage is not a one size fits all. Your parents' marriage can never be your marriage. Your friend's marriage can never be your marriage. Your neighbor's marriage is not the same as your marriage. So if you're trying to bring in strategy, or you're trying to say, okay, this is how I do it, this is how my parents do it, this is how I see my friend, this is how I saw my friends doing it with a partner. I want to bring it to my own. It may be that thing that is working for them that will come and scatter your own home. So the fact that it is working for my own sister's marriage does not mean it will work for my marriage. So you and your partner, you have to come together to work through a strategy that works for you. You have to work your own strategy. I'm not saying you cannot pick one or two lessons here and there, but don't be too harsh on it. Be like, this is it. This is what I will do. This is what we will do. It worked for Mr. K. It will definitely work for us. No, 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 no. Marriage is not a one size fits all. The earlier you know that, the better for your marriage. I've tried a lot of things that I saw worked for some couples that are close to me, and I brought it into my own, and I said that it's not going to work. The reason why it's not going to work is because my partner is not that my friend's partner, or is not my dad. So I cannot expect whatever is working for them to work in my own. So I just have to develop my own strategy as a wife, and my partner and I will also have to develop our own strategy to make our marriage work. All right. So point number three, expectations. Hey, hey. In fact, I am still learning, relearning, and unlearning not to expect much from my partner. That is because your partner is not perfect. So are you. And one thing about young couples is that most of us come into marriage with a lot of expectations. We have this imaginary picture in our head of how we want our marriage to look like. Oh, you've seen Cinderella, the way Prince Charming would open the door for her, would carry her, he would not allow, and you come into marriage, you're expecting that your partner should be that Mr. Perfect, that Prince Charming. You see, you just keep getting angry unnecessarily when you expect that. You expect that your partner should be like that Mr. Perfect that does not make any mistake. You should know it. I'm not supposed to tell you. You should know that this is what you're supposed to do. You just keep having issues. The way I am conquering this expectation right now is to always communicate to my partner. Like I communicate to him. Help me with the fan. I communicate whatever I'm expecting him to do. I communicate it to him. Baby, this is what I want you to do. I want you to always call me during the day. I want you to always buy me gifts. I want you to always tell me I'm beautiful. Anytime you see me look beautiful, don't just keep it to yourself. Say it to me. I want to hear it. All those things that were kind of issues in my first year of marriage. Right now, I've learned to always speak out. I'm not expecting him. I'm not just sitting down because he has a lot of things going on in his mind. Nigeria, like the problem in Nigeria, no, I won't say problem, but the economy of Nigeria is enough for your husband, your spouse, or your partner to forget so many things. So if you're sitting down and you're just expecting him to just, at least he should be able to do it, you will stay. So honestly, before I learned to communicate my expectations to my partner, it took a while. Like I was always getting upset when he did not do those things I expected him to do. So how to resolve this expectation, going into marriage with a lot of expectation? I'm not saying your partner cannot be that person you want him or her to be, but it will be nice for you to communicate it to them instead of expecting them to do it. Okay, instead of just sitting down and thinking that hey, wow, this guy does not know that he's supposed to take me on a trip for my birthday. He does not know. Tell him, okay? So point number three, protecting my home from negativity. This is very, very profound. Protecting your home from negativity. Now I'm going to quickly say this short story. Now, first year of marriage, I was going through a lot. I mean, I say a lot. I was going through because our first year of marriage, my husband and I decided to wait for a year. No, we decided to wait for 6 months at first before having our baby because we wanted to bond together. And I think I should share that as a separate video, okay? And then we decided after the 6 months, we decided to wait a little while because I was trying to achieve some, get to a particular milestone in my career, and I didn't see it forthcoming, and it was really frustrating and overwhelming at that point because the reason I decided to wait on having a baby, I am not even accomplishing it. I've not even smelled it yet. Like it wasn't working, and I'm staying and I'm not having it, and and I'm still saying okay, let's wait, and there are pressures right left and center. I was overwhelmed, so I met a pastor friend and I told him about my situation. And the next thing he said is that it means you did not marry right. Because if you had married right, you will not say, well, you will not be scared of doing what marriage is about. It sounded like I married the wrong person. That if I had married the right person, we will not all say we want to wait a whole year before having a child because the essence of marriage is just for making babies. And immediately, see, it's good to have, that is why it's good to know God for yourself. Because if you don't know God for yourself, honestly, people would honestly you fall victim of a whole lot of things. Honestly, I can't imagine that I don't know God for myself and I wasn't sure of the decision I made, and I can't imagine that I wasn't sure of my partner. Honestly, if my partner is a kind of person that in the first year of my marriage I was already doubting that God, are you sure I've not married the wrong person? That man would have entered my head. He's a man of God, quite alright. But it's like you came to meet somebody to talk to somebody about to get like moral support, and the person is just trying to sabotage your effort, making it look like your as in your life is totally useless. Is making I was like no. Immediately he ended the call. I'm not going to lie. For like 1 hour, I was in my room and I was just thinking, God, did I really miss it in marriage? Holy Spirit help me. Like I told you, you cannot do without God. I started praying. The Holy Spirit, please help me. I know I did not make a mistake marrying this guy. And I know the fact that I've decided to wait is not a mistake. It's not like I'm making the wrong decision. I know I'm trying to put my life together at this point, and this man is making it look as if I made a mistake marrying my husband. And immediately when I called on him, so immediately I prayed to the Holy Spirit and I got back my peace. I got back my peace, and trust me, because with my partner and I, we talked about everything. Immediately got back because he also knows the pastor friend, right? We spoke about it and I told him this and this was what this man said. And that was how I got my peace, and the peace I got and I started trusting God for for the thing I was looking on onto God for. And trust me, before it was like the devil just wanted to destroy my what's it called, my own at that point, because it was like my testimony was already written. It was that very month I got my testimony. Okay, so learn to protect your own from negativity. If I did not have the Holy Spirit of God in me, or if I was somebody that listens to everything, I absorb everything that anybody tells me about my own, honestly, I will start reacting to my husband, and only God knows where that will lead my home. Only God knows where that will lead us to. Okay, so protect your own from negativity. Filter whatever you hear from people outside. Don't just hear something about your partner and immediately you come home and you start reacting and you start getting angry, and you don't even give your partner that opportunity to express himself, or to give his own explanation. You just believe whatever you are told outside, the negativity they tell you outside, you bring the energy back home. Please learn to protect your own from negativity. I can remember when my husband and I were still dating, and then a friend of mine came and started saying all sort of rubbish about my husband, my boyfriend. It wasn't even my fiance then. Because of the love and trust we have for each other. That's why she was saying it, that she knows my husband, my boyfriend, then more than me. I told her, no, I don't believe you. I called him and I told him, this is what this lady said about you. How true is it? And then he opened up on so many things to me that even made me realize that the lady was kind of eating on him, and she just wanted to destroy our relationship. So people are just out there to destroy your happiness, to destroy that your happy home. Trust me, the fact that you and your husband, you come out, you look happy, you take pictures, you look happy. Some people do not like it. They are looking for everything to sabotage your home. They are trying everything. So if you just listen or allow them into your home, trust me, they are definitely going to destroy your home. So learn to protect your home from every negativity. Filter whatever anyone is telling you. Choose those that will tell things that are happening in your family. I'm not saying, of course, you should have someone trusted person that you can talk to. All right. No, I'm not saying you should make your husband or your partner center of everything, such that when they are not available, you are so lonely. You feel so lonely. You don't have anybody to talk to. You don't have anybody to run to. I have trusted people in my corner that I tell things about myself. All right. So make sure they are trusted people. Make sure they are people that are full of wisdom. People that have the Holy Spirit working in them. I remember also when my sister and I, as in when my husband and I were dating, it was the very year we got married, right? The very year we got married, I wanted to break up with my husband, and in fact, I'm a very stubborn lady. At that point, I wasn't thinking of the good side of my husband. I just capitalized on that thing he did, and I'm like, I'm not going to do this. And at that point, in my mind, heart of heart, I knew I was making the wrong decision. But I was too angry to see that, to change my decision. I had already told him that I'm done with the relationship. We kept calling, begging, and all that. I ignored all his calls, his text messages. I never replied any. Then I prayed. I told the Holy Spirit, speak to this person. Whatever you want me to do as regards this matter, speak to this lady. That's my elder sister, Yemi. Because I know that she also has a genuine relationship or a cordial relationship with God and the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit spoke to her through me, and she has not even finished talking. She made me realize, or the Holy Spirit made me realize through her, that I was the selfish person. So you have to have trusted people, people that have the fear of God in your corner that you can talk to. All right, protect your own from negativity. Another lesson I learned is to always talk and not sulk. Now, this point, my husband is the kind of person. I'm so sorry about this video. It may be a little bit dark. Is it that? Maybe a little bit dark because I'm doing this video in the night. Okay. I just finished my work and I'm like, let me just do this video. So if it's kind of dark, please just bear with me. Just concentrate on the lessons I'm dishing out. Okay. So learn to talk. Don't sulk. Like my husband is this kind of person that you cannot keep malice with my husband. You cannot be angry at my husband. You will just be the only one angry. Because if we have a misunderstanding, I think it's a misunderstanding, I think it's an issue, and I'm angry, I'm not talking to him. That's why we just come the next thing. Babe, Alpha, where did you keep that stuff? And me, I'm there angry, I'm there frowning, I'm there vexed that. Don't you know we are having a misunderstanding? Or can't you see that I'm angry? Can't you see that I'm still angry? And the guy will just move on with his life. So of what use is it that I will be getting upset, I won't eat, I won't do stuff, I won't be happy, we'll be watching movie in the sitting room, I will lock myself in the room and not come out. And it will just come, babe, come and watch movie, oh, you love this movie, oh. And I'll be like, what kind of human being is this? So right now, we are so used to, like, I'm so used to anytime I feel he offends me, or anytime he does something I'm not happy with, instead of sulking, I tell him, guy, I don't like this thing you did, and we move on immediately. My husband, in fact, there was a day he told me that there was a day I didn't talk to him for almost the whole day, and said, you don't know how you make me feel. I had a very bad day. I don't like it when you give me silent treatment. You don't know how it makes me feel, stuff like that. And I realized how wicked I am being. Because he actually said, when at the end of the day, when we started talking and we started laughing, he said, you don't know how I'm feeling. I'm feeling so happy that we are cool together. So I realized that we being cool together always makes him happy. He's not this kind of person that loves to keep malice or loves to give someone silent treatment, or he loves it when he's talking to you, you're not responding. So ever since then, I have learned to always talk. Whenever I'm upset, I speak. In fact, now he's even tired of me talking, because when I talk, sometimes he tell me, hey, it's okay, I've heard you. Okay, I've heard you, I'm sorry. So learn to always talk and not sulk. Another lesson I learned is being intentional. One thing that has kept my own going is because my husband and I we share similar things, like we have a mutual understanding about so many things, about having a happy home. It was something he wanted even when we were still dating. He would say that he just wants peace, he wants a happy home. And I share the same thought as well. So I now realize that having that happy home cannot just come easily on your hands. It's not easy to come by. It's not a walk in the park. Both of you have to be intentional about everything. You have to be intentional about the littlest thing in the house, such as kissing, hugging, apologizing, saying thank you, saying sorry. You have to be intentional about those things. You have to be intentional about yourselves, loving each other, cuddling each other at night, communicating. If you're not intentional about communication, if you allow the stress or struggles of this country to get in between you, trust me, both of you will just be living in the house like strangers. You just come in when you're tired, you sleep like a log of wood in the morning, you jump out of the house 5 a.m. your house, you're back again, the same routine every day. You have to be intentional. Most times my husband and I may not have the time to. Most times when I get back from work, attending to my baby and all that, I'm like, I just want to crash on the bed. Trust me, we make up the next day. At work, I'm on my earpiece, I'm talking to my husband. You think he's not the person I left at home. There was a time I was doing video call with my husband at work, and someone was like, the way we were talking, laughing, and doing all that. And my colleague was like, is it not, did you not leave this man at home? Did you not leave this man at home before you came to work? I don't know why people talking about talking as if he traveled or something like that. It's just a way of us covering up for the lapses, for the times that we do not have to talk together when we get probably when we get back home from work at night, we are so tired, we make it up, we catch up the next day. All right, and there's always something to talk about. If I'm cooking in the kitchen, my husband will come and tell me, gist me. That is how to keep the communication going. But if you feel like there's nothing to talk about, Jare, and you feel like, that's how that communication will keep dying. And before you know it, you both will become strangers. That the only thing you'll be talking about with each other is, baby's diaper has finished, oh, we need to buy water out, and that's the only thing you. So keep talking, talk about everything that happened during your day. We are so intentional, like, guy, if you see the way that boss conductor spoke to me today, he will tell me, there's one police officer I met, he wanted to stop me, but I did not. We talk. There was a day my customer that sells pepper, she insulted me at the market. It was a topic. We came home, I was telling my husband, that is how we should be. You have to be intentional about kissing, about hugging. It was an issue for my husband at the first year of our marriage. But I told him, guy, see, before you know it, we become mommy and daddy. I've never seen my parents hug each other before. I've never seen my parents cuddle or kiss each other. And I'm like, no, I want my children to see that. I want them to know that true love exists. I want them to see it from their home. So if you are not doing it now that we are still young, I wonder how we are going to be when we are now old. So it is something that if my husband is leaving this house, no matter how late both of us are, we must give ourselves goodbye kiss, goodbye hug. It is something we intentionally built that from the first year of our marriage. My husband is coming back from work right now. Once he gets back, he gives me a peck, he gives his daughter a peck or a kiss, and then that is it. Be intentional. I learned to be intentional. And when my husband is trying to be or to try to relax, or even me when I'm trying to relax about a particular thing, we always remind each other, guy, happy home is not easy to come by. You have to put in the work. Yes, you have to put in the work. So this has to the seventh point too has to do with what I just mentioned. You have to be dedicated to make it work, being intentional. Like it must work. This marriage must work. Like put in whatever you have, put in all your efforts to make sure it works. It must work, no going back. Be except if there is like case of what's it called, domestic violence or abuse. But if there are nothing of such, then both of you must be dedicated to make it work. You must put in that effort to make sure it works. That's point number 7. And now point number 8, you have to keep dating. Yes, I know the stress, the struggles, the hustle will make you guys get so used to each other. It's called see finish. You have seen each other finish. You feel, whoa, there's nothing again. What is there? You do everything ordinary. You bring his food, you just put it on the tray, you give it to him. Both of you don't go out, you don't see movies together. You don't have to go to the cinema before you make all these things happen. Like create a time for yourself. Like one thing that like my partner and I we do so much is to watch movies together. I can't remember the last time we went to the movies. Maybe once or twice in our marriage, and that is like maybe lately after our marriage and all that. But we do movie nights together in the house. We would download movies together on Netflix and we would sit like that is part of dating, bonding. That is one of the ways we bond. We watch movie. The next day on the phone at work, we are talking about the movie we watched. Now tell him he would literally send me a message and tell me to what's it called? Because we usually download movies on his laptop, that's on Netflix, and then we connect to the TV to watch. So he would tell me what movies should I download, and I'll tell him, okay, let's watch this. And guess what? It's not like one person is watching movie and the other person is sleeping or the other person is working. If I'm cooking, we cook together so that we can come back and watch our movie together. That is part of bonding. Create time to go out. See, it does not necessarily mean you do not have to spend your whole like you don't have to spend so much to go out. You can just spend a few thousand, even if it's just to grab a drink together. See, even if it's just to say, okay, this afternoon let's just eat out. It is one of those things. It is you dress up intentionally to go out. It is one of those things. Okay, what my husband and I, what I'm trying to eradicate is just to go out on days that we have special occasion, maybe wedding anniversary, maybe birthday. That's the only time we say, okay, let's go out. No, I'm trying right now to inculcate it such that even on a Sunday, at the time I was talking to my husband, okay, we went out for my birthday. I was like, babe, we should be doing this often. It should not just be times that we have any special occasion to celebrate. She will follow.
Okay, she used to.
See, this guy left my baby on the chair sleeping. You know that I used to fight taekwondo whenever she's sleeping. So guys, you have to keep dating. You have to keep dating. Watch movies together, go out together, have fun together. Your friend invited you for anything, go with your partner. Yes, it is part of dating. It is part of bonding. All right. Now, as a lady, another thing I learned is to keep looking beautiful. Yes, I know motherhood has made me. You can see I've added a lot of a lot of flesh. I'm still trying to um find a routine, find time to start working out, find time to honestly I need to control what I eat because all the things that makes people add weight, those are the things I'm eating. I'm still working on that, but honestly, one thing I've learned to do is to keep looking beautiful. It does not cost much to look beautiful. Ladies, It doesn't cost much to look beautiful. Yes, get powder. Don't be that person that say you have natural look and then you be carry your natural oily face up and down. Get a correct compact powder, apply it on your face, change your hairstyle regularly. Even if you are working from home, don't be that person that is working from home that will have just weaving cornrows from January till December. It will be so rough that even the lines, nobody will be able to see the lines again. No, don't say because you're married your husband is not looking at you again and then you just I don't want to say I don't want to say you just scatter, you are just everywhere. No, learn to always look beautiful, learn to be neat as a woman. See, your husband may not say it, he may not, some guys may not want to say it to your face, but they know that, ah, God, this lady is too dirty, Jesus. And then, like I said, it doesn't cost much to look beautiful. You don't have to break the bank to look beautiful. Do you know that? One thing that the scares the shit out of me or hell out of me is to see a very pretty woman, a very pretty single lady. Like she's always there, she's always bubbly, she's always beautiful. The lady she gets married, like you just see am, you just look at her and say, ah, is this not this lady? Like you make it, some women, I'm not saying, although most people are going through, but everybody is, if you think of it very well, everybody's actually going through something. So don't be like what you are going through. So I'm sitting right in front of you. I have a lot of stuff going on for me. Like I have my own fair share of life. You cannot, you will not see it on my, you will not see it. Yes, because I'm not saying I'm that Mr. Perfect, like I break the bank to look beautiful. But the little things I have, I make sure I use them, make good use of them to look beautiful. First for myself. See, I could remember yesterday I went to church and my husband looked at me and was like, ah, Omo, you fine, oh. You my younger sister. She was hailing me, ah, you're so beautiful. That is it. I don't want, there are some times that there are some Sundays when I'm going to church that I will dress my daughter and I will be so tired. Taking care of her, as in preparing her for church alone, I'll be so drained that to carry powder to apply on my face will be like, well, I'll be like, no, no, no. I have to do this. No, my husband will not look dapper, my baby will not look beautiful, and then I'll now be the hot person among them. That strength and energy, I will just carry powder, makeup, and make sure that I can fit into their life. Yes, you have to look beautiful first for yourself. When you look at the mirror, are you happy with what you're seeing? Like I said, it's not too costly to look good. Yeah, everybody has like fashion is pocket friendly. Don't think for like you have your own size. As I am like this, I have my own size. If I want to buy things, I can't go beyond my budget. But despite the fact that I'm trying to shop or do things within my budget, I will still make sure those things I'm getting will beautify me, will make me look beautiful. Okay. And the last lesson I learned in my first year of marriage is I learned to be respectful and submissive. Hmm. When I say it was a big deal in my first year, being submissive and being respectful was a big deal for me. I know most people say, hey, you of all people that you come here and be running your mouth, do this. It was a big deal for me. And the reason is because of see finish. Yes. My partner and I we dated for 6 years before we got married. We were friends. My husband cannot tell me then go and bring that thing for me. I'll be like, what happened to your hand? You can't take it by yourself. I say bring water for me. I say what happened to your legs? You better go and carry the water. Like I say it jokingly. And my husband does not even care. He doesn't care because he feels it's like we are joking. But now I did not learn to draw the line. Now even when both of us are serious, I still do those stuff. Only melo jare. There's this language I usually use. But even up to date, I still tell my husband, this is not an insult now. When he's talking, I say, I beg you, Joe. I beg leave me alone. My husband will be like, that's an insult. I'll be like, is a beg leave me? Is it, are you mad? Is it, are you crazy? I just said I beg, like please leave me alone. It's just like a pigeon or pigeon way of saying, oh, I beg leave me. It will be like, oh, you're shutting me up. So being submissive and being respectful was a big deal for me when my husband and I were dating. My husband cannot tell me something to do, and I would want to give him reasons why I'm not going to do that stuff, and I'm not going to do it. I'm that kind of person. I'm like, bye. You know, they, ah. Only Melo Jare, I will tell him that I want to do stuff. Not that I'm telling him to take permission. I'm telling him just so that he will know. But I'm doing whatever I want to do in my mind. It took the Holy Spirit. Even right until like as in even to date, I'm still struggling with that, but at least to some extent I have improved. Then the time my husband wanted to test me and he was like, do this and do this for me, and I did it and he was like, wow, you've changed. And I told him, here, see, you think I changed overnight? The Holy Spirit is really, really working on me, and I'm really, really still learning up to date. To like you have to, it doesn't come easy, especially when you know that sometimes I'll be like jokingly, I'll ask, how old are you? How many years do you senior me? But regardless of the age, even if he's older than you, your husband is older than you, he's your head. Yes, he's your husband. He's the head of the home, and you have to make him feel like the head of the home. You have to make him feel like a man in his own home. So I'm learning. It's still a learning phase for me. I'm still a work in progress in that aspect, but I can tell you that I have really really improved compared to when we just started. When we just got married, it was a thing. I'm not gonna say you are good in every other aspect, you are a good wife, but this aspect of being stubborn, this aspect of seeing like it was like a competition between leader, not really leadership. Like why will I be taking instructions from you? Are you my father? It was that bad, like because I see him as a soft person. I see him as somebody that we can talk, we can know. I was there like my mates, like my friend. We talk, we know all those kind of stuff that we do in relationship. We eat each other. We still play like that in our marriage, but there's a limit. When both of us are serious, we are serious. I know my boundary. Now I learn to draw the line. I don't talk to my husband rudely. There was a time I spoke to my husband rudely in public. Like I didn't see it as anything because that's how that was. So I think it was at that point I knew that no, Lydia, you have crossed the line. And my husband won't say anything. He's that kind of person. But I saw from his expression that he really felt bad. You might have only made a direct in public. So being respectful and being submissive as a wife was a really big deal for me then. But I thank God right now that God is really working on me and I've really, really improved. So I hope these 10 lessons, I hope it inspires you as a new wife. I'm not saying all these things that I have mentioned. I'm not saying you should now go and start saying, oh, this is how I want to be behaving as a wife. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that I hope you can pick one or two lessons from this my experience. And all right, so this will bring us to the end of the video. I hope this inspires you. All right, until I come your way next time, I am Lydia. Okay, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Help my channel grow by engaging on those posts. I want to know your thoughts and comments.